All right, well, Bernstein Research reiterating Nvidia as a top pick. Analyst Stacey Rasgon has a $175 price target on the stock, which implies a 17% gain from today's close. He joins us now. Stacey, what are you expecting from Jensen tonight?
Yeah, as you said, Jensen puts on a pretty good show, right? It'll clearly be all around AI. We'll see if we get updates on the data center side of things, Blackwell, Rubin. But at the same time, this is also the consumer electronics show. We'll hear about gaming probably. We'll probably hear about automotive. We'll probably hear, like, as you mentioned, rumors maybe that they're pushing into the PC space. We'll probably hear a lot about robotics and AI at the edge. I think he's got plenty to talk about and plenty for people, I think, still to be excited about.
How much is the story going to also be what is being announced around Nvidia, not just Nvidia specific, but sort of just the whole ecosystem of AI, this becoming, now the mainstream. It's not just corporations building up data centers, but it's a consumer product at this point, or we're entering that phase.
Yeah, I hope we're entering it. And we had some updates today, some keynotes from Intel and AMD, and they both talked a lot about AI PCs, where we have yet to see that driving a lot of incremental strength in the PC market, but I think there's always hope. Qualcomm, the same thing around AI smartphones. So certainly the technology is the point where it's starting to get in consumers' hands. I think we'd love to see it start to drive actual upgrades of devices on the consumer level. I don't know that we've necessarily seen that yet, in any sort of large amount, but we're all hopeful. We're all hopeful.
Stacey, you've been bullish in Nvidia probably 90% of the time, and you've been right to be bullish. Here's my question: if there is a competitor out there that concerns you, who would that be? What company is it?
Yeah, so if I think about long term, how does this market shake out? I think GPUs are very important. But I'm not actually convinced at the end of the day it's two GPU vendors. I cover Broadcom, for example, who does ASICs, and I actually do think the ultimate shakeout, it's probably NVIDIA GPUs, and then for captive workloads at hyperscalers, it'll likely be ASICs. They're all working on their own. And I suspect ASICs, frankly, will probably outgrow in the sense that they're coming from a much smaller base. But you can do the math today. If I was, it's a little bit of monkey math, but I bet ASICs relative to GPUs, ASICs are probably low double digits, 10, 11, 12% of the spend today. Could that number be, 20% of a much bigger pie in 5 years? Yeah, I think it could. But my guess is that's the likely competition. Now, yes, does it worry me? It doesn't really worry me at this point because I don't think we're on the saturated part of the S curve, right? Things are still growing. So right now, I think that the question asked is it a big market or is it not? If it's a big opportunity, I think there's room for everybody. If it's not a big opportunity, then everybody's in trouble, right? So I think that's the question that you want to have confidence one way or the other. I'll worry about competition later. I don't think it's the time to worry about it now.
Stacey's Karen, thanks for being on tonight. So if you have a $175 valuation, how do you get there? What are the metrics that you think are most important here?
Yeah, it's earnings and multiple. And I'll be honest, I can't actually remember what multiple we're putting on it right now, but I don't think it's egregious. The stock today, as of today's close, is trading at about 38 times forward, which is kind of right in line where it's trading. If you look at the 5-year average or the 10-year average, that's kind of where it is. And I've made this point on the station before, but as strong as the stock has been over the last year or I guess 2 years as this has gone, it's actually cheaper today than it was before it started, right? I mean, as much as the stock has gone up, the earnings have gone up even more, and the multiples actually come down. And the multiple today, if the numbers are anywhere even close to right, the multiple's not egregious at all at these levels.